Hello. All of you know who I am, but for the record, my name is Tyler Dooley. Um, and I wrote my honors writing studio research paper on musical interpretation in the classroom. And basically, what we're going to be doing here today is I'm going to play, or I'm going to actually send you YouTube links so you can listen to it on your computers because then it'll be better quality. And then I'm going to ask a couple questions after each song and maybe some interpretation from you guys, like whatever you guys think about initial thoughts or whatever. The first song that we are going to be listening to is Green by Cavetown. And here's the YouTube link. While you are listening to this song, ask yourselves these questions if you can. So the first question is, how do the lyrics make you feel? All of the links that I'm going to send you today are the lyric videos of these pieces, so you'll be able to read the lyrics along and not have to try to understand them. And then, how does the music itself make you feel? And then I want you to then reflect on if they enhance each other, if they don't, if they just work apart from each other, if it makes sense. And then from there, we'll listen to the song. I'll give you probably 10 seconds to gather your thoughts, and then we will go ahead and talk about the song.
Tyler, I didn't click on the link yet. Was I supposed to already click it on?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. You guys can go ahead and start listening to that now. So any initial thoughts at all? They can be as trivial as you want, as in-depth as you want, anything really.
The beat drop is tasty. Sorry, Logan.
No, you're good. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I personally really like the instrumentation at the beginning. And I don't want to get too, like, for lack of a better word, kind of douchebaggy, but I really thought that the folk instruments and the simple quirky lyrics kind of had this really nice dichotomy. Like, they were different, but they worked really well together.
Awesome. Carson, go for it.
I was gonna actually agree with Logan entirely, but I thought something I am familiar with Cavetown. I don't listen to their music regularly. The music that I have heard, I have enjoyed, but I was not familiar with this song. Something that I found interesting is their how should I put this? The way they enunciate their vowels. I noticed it's not like nothing is like pure at all. So like their R's, they really just are like I noticed on like the ends of words, like and like the vowels that ended in E were E, but like the way that they layered the harmonies and whatnot were very, very aligned very, very perfectly, and all straight toned too, which I thought fit perfectly for like the entire feel of the entire song. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That really helps a lot. All right, now I'm going to get into some very specific questions. Not very specific, but you know what I mean. How many of you have heard this song before this? Cool. For the ones that have not, did the drop catch you off guard? It's definitely like a huge style change in the middle of the song, and I think that it really in my opinion, one of the first times I listened to this song, I was not really paying attention at the beginning. Like someone just put it on, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then it happened, and then I went, "What is that? Hello!" It caught my attention. So I hope that happened with you guys. I mean, you guys were paying attention, ideally the whole time. But I'm glad you guys like that one. Maybe we'll move on to the next one, unless anyone has any other thoughts. Go for it, B.
Sorry, I finished my broccoli, but I like how it ends. I don't know why, but the ending of it, like how it fades out and like cuts, it reminds me of those videos where like it fades to black, but like in a circle. Do you know what I mean? Like it cuts to like a pinpoint in the middle of the screen. Like I don't know, it makes me think of like a camera shutter closing or something as well. I don't know. I like how it ends.
Awesome. Sam, go for it.
Yeah, I want to comment on something that B said as well. She brought out, or she pointed on the ending, and I felt almost nostalgic listening to that kind of sound, because growing up, I listened to the Beatles almost constantly, and one of my favorite albums ever that I ever listened to, gonna sound overrated now, but is Sgt. Pepper's. And all of those songs faded into one another, or at least it seemed like it made a very like interconnected album with one song, like even if it cut out towards the end, it would lead right next or right into the next. And I feel like there should be something after that. Like it doesn't feel like a solid conclusion for me. I don't know, just it gave me that little bit of childhood nostalgia. It kind of left me a little bit wanting more at the same time, you know?
I absolutely do know. Go for it, Erica.
I actually really liked the beat drop when like the style kind of changed. I like all of the like stuff that they clearly added in at the end of the production, like all the whooshes and crescendos. I feel like it makes it feel really surreal. And also I think, okay, like not to get too deep about this, but I feel like the beat drop is supposed to be sort of like significant as far as like character development, because clearly they're telling this story about like this relationship they had with this person, and clearly things didn't work out. And like they mentioned like when I was younger and that kind of thing. And I feel like that whoosh is supposed to like represent like a turning point in what happened and in their growth as a person.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. The lyrics actually changed just a little bit before and after, and you kind of notice that. Like at the end, it's more of acceptance, and at the beginning, it's kind of longing, in my opinion. Were you going to say something similar to that, Carson, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the addition of the percussion and the additional like instrumental layering that happened towards the end. I was just gonna say something similar, that it seemed to be more of like sad, for lack of a better word, at the beginning, and then it turned to more of like a reflective type of thing. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Is anyone else raising their hand? No, I don't think so. Cool. We're gonna move into the next song now, which is "My Play" by AJR. This song, you'll figure it out pretty quickly, but it does tell a story. So any initial thoughts before I have any specific questions? Go for it, Carson.
I was just gonna say I found it interesting. I mean, it's clearly a song that is kind of fueled by like frustration and a little bit of anger. And I presume it's kind of has to do with growing up in a divorced family. Yeah. Okay. So I found it interesting for the music people out there that for a lot of it, they just kind of switched back and forth from two different like major seventh chords. And for some reason, like the transition of like the wah, wah, wah of like the chromatic was kind of, I don't know. He seems to be having a lot of the same problems over and over again and listing all these different issues that he had growing up. And I think that was kind of intentional with like the repetition of just like those two chords and the kind of like stepping with the chromatic in between. I don't know. I just found that kind of interesting.
No, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. This group is actually three brothers. So this group is called AJR, and their names are Adam, Jack, and Ryan. And they're three brothers who wrote this song together. And their parents are divorced. And I've watched many of interview on them speaking about this album, and they say that like the wah 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 in the background that you hear is like wailing, crying a little bit, just like, but like not like loud, like sobbing to yourself kind of deal, where you're just like, this sucks, but I can't talk to anyone about this. Any other initial thoughts? Go for it, Nick.
No, I completely agree with Carson. And even the last song had some of that going on, where, there's the happy major tonality of like the melody and everything with these deeper, more in the last song, more, sad lyrics, wistful lyrics. In this one, I thought it was interesting because I noticed, the two major chords. I was going back and forth and back and forth. And I'm going to get a little theatrical, dramatic into this. It's kind of like, I read that as the whole with the wah 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 in the back. Those major chords are like the fake, oh, everything's happy in this family, while meanwhile all this other stuff's going on. And later as the song breaks out, more of like the minor tonality in these chords starts happening. But at the beginning, it's just the two like, oh yeah, everything's fine. That's how I read that.
Awesome. You have no idea how much that's everything that I wrote about in my entire essay was just like if people are able to listen to music with an educated ear, then they're able to pick apart the songs a little bit more. And I just have a quick general question for everyone. You obviously all took general music classes growing up. Some of you took them all through high school as well. Did you guys have anything similar to what we're doing now, where your teacher would play a song and then you guys would talk about it? Yeah. I did it a lot in high school, and I really, really loved it. Go for it, Sam.
Yeah, more so I did it in my music theory class, especially AP music theory, my senior year of high school. We didn't really do these kinds of songs. It was more so just traditional song analysis, like classical music and other, like pointing out other aspects of like chord progressions or things or other theoretical aspects with non-classical music as well. But nothing quite like this, like not diving into the lyrics, not full in-depth song analysis, more so analyzing structure. So this is kind of new for me, and I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. Carson, go for it.
I also think it's I feel like whether it's general music in elementary school, I feel like we do kind of, I don't know about all of you guys, but I felt like I kind of did. It was mostly instrumental music, and they were like, is this happy song? Is it sad song? Like what, how does it make you feel? And then in high school, it was more of just like instrumental or choral music that we really talk about. I never really sit down and think about commercial music and what the artist's intention was there, except the people that like I choose to listen to. So I think it's also really interesting, like someone else, like listening to someone else's music and having to actually listen with intention, and rather than just like honestly like just having it on in the background. So I think that's really kind of cool that we're all doing this. But yeah,
that's pretty similar to what I did in my high school. Erica or Barrett, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, my experience was kind of similar to Carson's because my mom was my general music teacher for kindergarten and first grade, and she would play like Sesame Street songs or whatever, and she'd be like, "How does this make you feel?" And we'd be like, "Good. I want to go run around in a circle now." Like it wasn't that in depth, but she'd try to do what she could for like the 5-year-old mind. But then in high school, like in choir, we would dissect our choral pieces to get like the feeling. The only time we listened to like commercial music, like Carson said, or like pop songs or anything was in marching band, because a lot of times our ballads or our shows would be based off of like pop music and stuff. So we'd have to listen to those and like dissect them to really get like the feel and what we wanted to bring out, like which section was going to bring out which parts of it, and like how we were going to choreograph it to like get the message across. But it was obviously all still very much from like an instrumental perspective instead of just like, dissecting it as like a person just hanging out. It goes for like the purpose of a group.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I did something pretty like in the middle of that, I think. I didn't do much in elementary school, but I did a lot of it in high school. My choir director in high school, for most of high school, he was really big on like showing us choral pieces, and then if it was well received by the group and like we had like a real awesome discussion about it, he'd be like, "We're gonna sing it now." So that was a lot of fun, and I plan to one day incorporate that into my teaching style. That's why I wrote about it. So I hope that you guys liked that song. Do you guys have any other thoughts about the song? I know I steered away from it, but yeah, go for it, Erica.
I think my biggest question is like listening to the song and like wondering who it's addressed to. Because part of me is like, is this addressed to his mom? Because it kind of, I don't know, because he was like, I don't want to do this at dad's house, which makes me think like, what if he's singing to his mom about like wanting to do that? But also it's a song about like feeling like there's no point to trying to fall in love because you've clearly seen in your own household that it doesn't last. And so I'm like, is he talking to his future lover, to his current lover? Like, what's going on there? And also, why is he so obsessed with showing them the play? Like, what does that mean? Because clearly that means something. And I'm like, is that supposed to be a form of like escapism? Like he's trying to like give him a way to escape like reality of like love is dead and that kind of thing? Or is it like he's trying to find support and find love through that kind of form? Just a lot of questions.
You hit it right on the head. Barrett, keep it going.
Yeah, I kind of interpret it as like he wanted his parents to pay attention to him and like he just wanted his family to be whole again. Like, I want to show you both my play. I don't want to have to do two, like, I don't want to have to do it twice because I don't want to have to do it at your house and dad's house. And I just want you to like, instead of be fighting with each other and like everything's a mess, I just want to like show you what I've been working on because I'm proud of it. That's how I interpreted it.
So you guys are very, very close to like the actual subject matter of the song. And now the whole thing about all of this is that it's interpretive, it's subjective. You can make this song whatever it means to you. But when they were writing the song, they were imagining my play, like their play, as their music career. So their mom didn't really accept them for like wanting to do this with their lives, but their dad was like, go for it, I will support you all the way. His name is Gary. He's wonderful. He's in all their concerts. He's magnificent. But it's definitely a song about parents separating and them having different views and you being raised on two sides of an argument that you don't even know how to fight in. But I hope you guys like that song. I have another one, but I don't think I want to do it. I think this is good enough, and I think this was wonderful. And I didn't want to keep you guys for too long. All of your thoughts and all of your comments have been absolutely wondrously helpful. That was some words that I said, but all right. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.